Hello. So I don't normally do videos like this, but I figured this is my first solo backcountry trip and I wanted to share some of the things that I will be bringing with me. And I also wanted to share kind of a different side of things because oftentimes people who are preparing really awesome videos in terms of sharing their gear and the kind of food that they bring are not vegan or plant-based, so they're often using things that are made with down, or they have different foods that are not plant-based. So I wanted to create a little video which highlights some of the things that I'll be packing which don't have animal skins or any non-plant-based items, and of course animal products that are not tested on animals as well. So I have selected a bunch of things that I will be bringing with me, most of which are items that I have purchased in the past. So things like my tent that I bought 3 years ago, it just so happens to be specific to backcountry. It's super light. I'm not sure if I'm going to be packing it in the sack that it has come with, or if I'm just going to kind of toss it in my backpack. So the tent I got when I first started camping, car camping, the sleeping bag, not filled with down, and that I have recently learned that I will not be putting it in the sack. I've learned that you should actually take your sleeping bag, stuff it to the bottom of your bag. So this bag I bought last year for my first backcountry trip. You're supposed to stuff it to the bottom of the bag, and then there's a particular kind of science and way to fill your bag so that it distributes weight in a good way. The initial inflatable sleeping mat I did buy in 2021 as well, but this one I bought last year for backcountry camping because it is lighter and I can actually connect it. I will take a photo of the bag once I'm done. You connect it to the very bottom with bottom straps so that it doesn't take up any space in your bag. And it's meant to, they're both designed with different R value ratings to keep you warmer, of course. I also have a liner that I bought last year as well because I went out and I was not as warm as I wanted to be. This was a game changer. So the liner as well is from Mech. The pillow, also inflatable, super handy to have. The last time I camped at Lake Superior, it was quite breezy at night. So I'm prepared this time with a toque, mittens, and a buff if I need it. And of course a hat for the sun during the day. I've got my rope and the carabiner for a bear hang as well. So my food will go into this dry bag. It won't take up the whole dry bag because it's only 3 nights. But I did use this last summer. It worked pretty well. I invested in new rope this year because the folks who I was with last year told me that my rope was not great. So I upgraded. These are my dishes. This is a collapsible mug as well. Cutlery. I bought this year for this trip. It's a collapsible kettle. I just learned about it on a video that I was watching. So it's more compact than an actual pot. So that'll be really cool to have with me on the trip. So that will be what I will boil all my water for my meals. A compression bag as well for my clothes, so we'll keep that very condensed. I like to bring toothpaste tabs instead of toothpaste with me on backcountry trips. I just find it a little bit easier, so I won't be bringing this whole thing. I'll just bring a few. My toothbrush, and then tiny little stove with some propane. Of course, my bug spray and my sunscreen. Kula cloth, amazing item. I bought it last year for the first time. A friend of mine has one and she highly recommended it when we were on our camping trip last year out west. So it is an antimicrobial cloth that's waterproof on one side. So you dry yourself on one side and then you just basically clip it to your bag as you're hiking to let it dry. So that's that. Some toilet paper just in case, and a trowel. I attended this webinar a few months ago on women's solo backpacking and learned a lot about digging holes for when you go to the bathroom. So I have that handy, although I'm pretty sure that I have Privy at my site, but just in case. And then these wipes as well, I found online last year, and they were great. So they expand when they're wet and they become a wipe. And so I'll have those in case I need them. And of course, Ziploc bag for all of my waste, leave no trace. So all of the garbage that I will have on my trip will be leaving the park with me. This is a cell phone case, just in case it's raining or anything, it's protected. This is a towel that I got, I think 2 or 3 years ago. It dries super quick, so that will come with me for a good swim. This I just recently invested in. I do have water tabs. I'm going to be bringing them with me, but they take half an hour before you can actually drink the water. So this Be Free bottle has a built-in filter, so it actually filters as you're drinking it, and you can drink the water immediately, which will be super handy. So I'll be able to fill up my spare bottle and drink out of this throughout the day. So that was a very, very handy and not super expensive thing to invest in. This is a tiny little camping chair. I bought it at Gear Trade last year in Alberta, and it's very light and super handy, so I'm happy to be bringing that with me. First aid kit, of course, safety first. I'm not bringing Buddie with me, but he's joined. For the very first time in my 3 years of camping, I invested in bear spray because I am going to be on my own in the backcountry, and I never, ever want to use this stuff. But you know, in any bear course that you take, or if you're talking to anyone who has been in the backwoods, they always recommend just being prepared because it's safety for you and it's safety for the bears. You don't want anything to happen to you or to them. So I really hope I never ever have to use this, but at least I am prepared. And one cool thing with this particular bear spray holster is it is named after an infamous grizzly bear out west named the Boss. He's been documented. He's a healthy big boy out there. Currently, the Alberta government has sadly reinstated a grizzly bear hunt. So we're hoping that is that grizzly bear hunt will not last very long, and pressure on the minister and the government in Alberta will change that. But bears are awesome. Black bears, grizzly bears, they're all awesome, and we can coexist safely. Just a whistle, just as a safety precaution. Again, I'm doing this on my own, so I want to be prepared. And a little Swiss Army knife, just in case. I got a new headlamp because the one I had is really dimming out. And this is actually great because this is rechargeable. So you just plug it in and it charges back up again, which is great. And it's super duper bright. I won't test it because I will blind you just like I blinded myself. Bug net, just in case. I don't know how intense the bugs will be, but always handy. So this is just for your head. And then I'm going to be bringing my grandpa's binoculars because I will have a spot right by the lake, and it's meant to be the Perseid meteor shower while I'm up there. So I'm hoping that it's nice and cloudless in the sky to be able to really see the magic that takes place in the sky. So this is pretty much all I have in a nutshell. It looks like a lot, and it doesn't include my food yet. So I will be rearranging everything to fit into this bag. This bag can actually fit quite a bit. And then you have, you know, the brain of the backpack, which is up here, and then the side little pockets and things like that. So everything will fit. I haven't decided if I'm bringing both of these yet or not. I may bring both because I do like to be comfortable to sleep. And again, this is for my bear hang. So yeah, all of these things, no animal skins, no feathers, no wool, nothing like that. And I will do a video as well on my food. Buddy, what do you think? You want to come with me? Yeah? Okay, so I quickly wanted to go through the food that I will be bringing and things like energy bars, and these are flavor tabs that you just put in water just to change it up if you're not too keen on water. So I bought these last summer. They come from Gear Trade out in Alberta, and they have really yummy plant-based options. So there's golden lentil stew, Thai curry, and then I bought these 3 from Mech the other day, all plant-based, no palm oil in any of this stuff. I try to avoid palm oil as well because it's very destructive. So I have a little pack of trail mix, some energy bars, ginger chews in lieu of something like Grabo, and then just a few vitamins in there. Energy chews, they're energy bars. My mistake. Coffee, it's a nice little treat in the morning. And then I always bring hot chocolate, so I have a plant-based hot chocolate powder mixed with some coconut milk powder in there with a few Dandy's plant-based marshmallows. I like to bring these puree mixes just so I get a little bit of fruit in there. And then this oatmeal is prepared with some of this peanut butter and cocoa powder and some coconut milk powder. And there is also sunflowers, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, and hemp seeds in there, just to get some good nutrients when I'm in the backwoods. And then friends of mine last year said it's a good idea to bring with you on long hikes or camping trips pretzels because of the salt, because you're sweating out a lot. So pretzels are always a good idea. Some plant-based popcorn, some plant-based veggie straws, and some super yummy plant-based ginger cookies, which will be nice maybe at night with a hot chocolate. So that's essentially what I bring, well, what I will be bringing with me, but all plant-based, all nutritious, all yummy. Yeah. So this is a big thing for me, is ensuring that the food that I bring is plant-based, and that it's possible. I think that, you know, vegans and folks who are plant-based, I think it's important to highlight that it's totally possible to bring on camping trips, on through hikes, plant-based foods. There's no need to bring things that are not plant-based. I did an 8-day through hike last summer, and everything I had some similar things, but everything I had was plant-based. I had enough energy and fuel and nutrients and all of that good stuff. So yeah, this is the coconut milk powder that I bought for the first time last year, and I did the same thing with the oats and with the hot chocolate, and then this as well, just to kind of flavor up the oatmeal a bit. And then I'll just add boiling water to both the oatmeal and the hot chocolate. You could do a cold soak, but I find it nice to have something hot in the morning, and that is about it. So all plant-based, all yummy, all good, and no animals used or harmed. Right, Buddy?